Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Victory. The question I've been getting is, how do I create a AWS account? On the Get Techie challenge that we're doing the AWS crash course, many people have reached out to me to ask, how do I create AWS account? Although I've aligned it step by step, but in this video I'll be guiding you through step by step on how to create a AWS account, how to secure your root user, how to create an IAM user, and how to also secure that IAM user, and how to give the IAM user the permission that they need to be able to function. So work with me, let us go through it step by step on how to create AWS accounts. So I'm going to be walking you through how to open an AWS account. What are the things you need? You need your email address, you need your credit card information, and you need your phone. On your phone, you should have a software. Just go to either Play Store or Google Play or wherever you get your app on your phone. Either get this app or Authy, or you can use Microsoft Authenticator or Google Authenticator, whatever authenticator you need to use. These are the prerequisites you actually need to be able to open the AWS account. And of course, here are the step-by-step process we'll be going through in opening this account. First of all, we're going to create the AWS account. After that, we are going to be signing into this account. I will explain to you the difference between a root user and an IAM user as we go at them. But you will sign into this account, and we are going to enable MFA on this account. MFA means multi-factor authentication. It therefore means that even if someone has access to your username and password, they won't be able to log into this account until you provide further information, which is the multi-factor authentication that we'll be getting from our phone. Then, of course, I will walk through how we're going to create an IAM user. I will give that IAM user an admin access. Therefore, means that we'll be able to handle everything on that account, but they are not the root user. It's only the root user that have permission to be able to delete an AWS account. IAM user can do a lot of things, but their permission is still restricted at account level. Then, of course, we're also going to be enabling MFA also on the IAM user, and I will explain to you why you should never use your root account for day-to-day activity. So let's go. Here is the link. I'll be dropping it. So I'm just going to click on this link, or I will just do it. So this is just the normal Amazon link. I'll open the web page, paste it here, and open the door. Now it has brought us to this place. You can see. So I'm going to click on create an account. And after this, you can see I'm creating this account. It's saying, should I sign in or I should create a new AWS account? Meaning I'm signing up. If you were signing in and you already have an account, this is what you just put on root user, and you put in your email, you can later ask you for a password. But if you have created an IAM user before, it's going to ask you for your IAM user. You click here, you enter your account ID, or if you have enabled alias on your account, you enter the alias and it takes you through the process. But right now, we are not doing any of this. We are going to create AWS account. So I'll click on new to AWS sign in. So here is my sign up page, and it's asking me for the root user email address. For the purpose of this demo, I've just created a brand new email address, which is what I'm going to be using for this account. So this is it. There is nothing here. I think they just sent me a welcome message that my account, my email was like that's it. So this is the email I'm going to be using. I'll come here. I will type in the email address. It can be your email address. I don't want to read anyone. I already have the existence, so I'll just type in the email address. So this email address is gettechie@gmail.com. Okay. So gettechie@gmail.com. Be sure to confirm that this email is correct, because they'll be sending a message to it. And if the email is not correct, you will not get the missing. Now choose a name for your account. It can be your organization name or a personal brand name that you want for this account. For this account, I'm just going to call it the Get Techie Challenge. Or I'll just leave it as a Get Techie account. So I'll leave that Get Techie. Then I'm going to click on verify email address. When I click on this, they are actually going to, okay, I will enter this. Then they send the verification code to this email. I'll come to this email and you can see I've gotten the verification code immediately. I'll grab this back here and I have verified my email. Now it's going to ask me for the password, the root password that I want to use for this account. And I'm going to enter the password. Should be something secure, not just a password that I easily guess. Okay, so now I've done that. Continue to the next step. It's going to ask me for my full name. How do you plan to use AWS? Is it for business purpose or for personal purpose? For the purpose of this learning process, I'm going to use personal. We're just learning, we're not really doing everyday things. If it's business, there are other routes to take, like using a control tool to organize your business, but I'm just going to stick to personal. Then, who should we contact about this account? So they should contact me. So I'm just going to put my contact, going to put my information. So I have entered my information, my address, my billing address, and all. Then I will get to this page. I will get to this page, and it's going to ask me to enter my payment method. Here is where I will pass in my card. I think it has to be a dollar card. So this is where I'll be passing in my card to fill in my card information. Now, the reason they ask for this card is so that whenever you do things on the account, for example, you set up a VM machine or at least for instance, you set up resources, you are supposed to actually use these resources and delete them. These resources you set up, they are called pay as you go. Once you set them up, the billing cycle start counting. The period you use them is just the period they're going to be paid for. But some persons forget these resources and they leave it running continuously. AWS will do you, and that's why they are asking for this card. But if you are careful enough as a new learner that you will put in your card, but you work within what we call the limit of the free tier, in the sense that the resources will be setting up are the resources that they have in their free tier. That's what they give you to practice with. They are not that huge resource, but it actually helps you to learn. So when you are setting up resource, you see the one with free tier. Free tier means that, oh, this one, even if you leave it up and running for a period of time, you will not be charged. But if you go and set up other resources, this is the card they will give you, or that is why they require card. And it has to be a dollar card or any card that um they can debit dollar from. So for some of our people in Nigeria, this is where they won't be able to go forward because it doesn't really accept Naira card. It has to be a dollar card or any other card. I'll be putting in my pounds card for this process. So what I just have to do, I will fill in my card information, my billing address is the address I've entered. Then I'm going to verify and continue to the next step. So at this point, I've entered my card and they've sent, just to test that the account is active and working, they've sent me a billing of £1 and I will get that on my, sorry, of €1, and I will get that as notification on my bank to approve the payment. At this point, I'm going to approve the payments. Click on my phone and say, oh, approve this payment, make this payment. And you can see it shows that this authentication has been completed. With time, they refund that £1 back to you, or $1 or whatever it is they charge, they refund it back to you. So that yes, so that is why they actually ask you for the card. Then at this point, how would you like to receive your authentication? Do you like to receive it through SMS or through voice? I'd like to receive it through SMS, and at this point, I'll give them my phone number and the country code so that I'll be able to get SMS on my phone number for verification. So after I enter my phone number, this page brings this page whereby I'll see enter my verification. Just follow what they ask you to type in here, which I'll do now, and click on submit. Most times you don't get it or it's not clear, you can just click on refresh to get a new one. Okay. So now the verification code has been sent to my phone. I'm going to grab my phone and I'm going to wait for the verification. Now I've gotten it. All I just have to do is to enter the verification code and send to my phone. Okay. And here we are. At this point, they will ask you what level of support do you want? If you are a business or a developer, you can choose the level of support. But if that's meaning if you encounter an issue, how if you call the support line, how quickly or what are the level of support they should give to you. So for you, for business, this is the amount you pay monthly, they charge your card. For a developer, this is the amount you pay monthly. But we're just going to stay on the basic support fix here. And what is it? Recommended for new users just getting started with AWS. It's a 24/7 self-service. So we still have access to this resource. And just read, they will tell you what, like this for business, you have 1 hour response because of the support they have on this. This is just all you need. At this point, I'm going to click on complete sign. And that is all we need to open AWS account. You can see we have a new account. So that is it. But now we need to sign into that account. We need to sign to that account. So I'm going to come here on this same page. I'm going to come here, click on it. Oh, it's already signed me in, but it's already signed me in because I just created it. I'm going to sign out. Look at it. Get tech, it sign me in. I'm going to sign out of this account and I'm going to show you how you can use the root user into this account. So this is how on a normal day when you go to aws.amazon.com/console, you always a lot of adverts, is it training and certification, we advertise whatever it is we do. But here you are just going to click on sign in. And when you want to sign in, it's going to ask you, are you an IAM user? Enter your account ID, your username and your password. For now, I've not gotten my account ID. So I'm not going to be signing in as an IAM user. I'm going to be signing in as the root user of this account. So you can see sign in using root user. At this point, I'm going to be entering the email that I use, which is this get techie. Next, I'm going to be entering the password that I also use for this account, and I'll click on sign in. So now it's going to ask me for the verification code. Remember, we used email for our verification code, so I will come to my email again. Now you can see it is here. I will grab my verification code, pass in the verification code, and now I've signed in as the root user for this account. So far, what we've achieved is that we've been able to create an AWS account. We've been able to sign into the root user. The next thing we want to do is to enable MFA for the root user in the sense that when I'm signing in, rather than depending on this authentication multi-factor coming into my email just like I'm doing now. Because if someone have access to my email, they easily do that. It's easier for someone to have access to my email than for someone to have access to my phone, right? So what I will do now, I'll sign in as a root user. I will go straight and make sure that this root user I password protected. And how do I do that? I'll come here and say IAM. IAM means access and identity management. So when I come to the IAM user, immediately you see security recommendation, add MFA for root user. That's the security recommendation. It is recommended that your root user must have MFA. So I'm going to be clicking on add MFA. And when I do this, it takes me to the page whereby I'm able to add MFA. Remember, another requirement that we have, another prerequisite we have here is that we should have a phone that has this either of this application installed. For the purpose of this demo, I already have this OT application installed on my phone, and that's what I'm going to be using. So I'll come back to this page. Now you see, I said I want to use an authentication app. You can use an hardware token, but for my purpose, I'll be using an authenticator app. I'll click on next. What is the device name? I can just say get techie, right? Then next, it's going to give me a QR code. Now on the authenticator app, when I open it, it will ask me to add a new, as in I will go to where to add a new authentication. I'll click on this. Most times, always on your plus sign or whatever. When I click on it, I will be able to actually add a new login. And in this case, is this AWS login. So another thing, you can just scan your QR code and you open it with your authenticator app, and it actually gives you the connects you to this place. So after scanning this, once your device picks it up, it gives you authentication code, generate a code for you. You have to enter the first code generate. It mustn't be, just make sure you enter the first a code, then you wait for that code to time out, then you enter the second one. So now I'm going to be entering my first code that I'm getting here, and I will wait. Once that one fails and time out, and it changes to another one, I will also enter that one. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'll click on add MFA. And you can see that warning side is gone. And now I have added a multi-factor authentication to this account. If I log into this account again, I won't need to go to my email for verification. Rather, I'm going to be using my phone app to verify before I can log into the app. So that also means that we have also covered this. We have step three, we have enabled MFA for the root user. Then the next thing is that we're going to create a new user called an IAM user, a new admin user, and this admin user can be you as a person, can be your name that you use to log into this account anytime. And we're also going to add log in as this user, then also add MFA to this user. So I'll come back here, we are done with this, I'll come back. Then another thing I want to quickly let you know is that for you to log in as an IAM user, you need the account details. And from this page, you can easily get your AWS account ID. This is it. You can copy it and keep somewhere because this is the account ID you'll be using. Either you do that, but the easy way I like to do is I like to give my account an alias. Alias means that I might not be able to remember account number all the time, right? But with alias is a name that I can easily remember and I'll be able to use it in place of the account. So alias is like, in place of this account number, what other name can we use? So it's like you are tying a name to this account number. So I'll come here, click down, then so in setting up the alias, like this is my account ID. You can see account alias, you can click on create. So I'm going to create, and the alias I'm going to give to this account, I will give it get techie. It therefore means that if I want to log into this account, if I have get techie, you can see the URL has totally changed. It's now gettechie.signin.aws.com. I'm going to create an alias for this account, and that is all I need. So as an admin, I've created my MFA for the admin. I've created the alias record. The next thing I'm going to be creating an IAM user. So as a root account, I've created my MFA, I've created the alias, and I'm going to be creating a new IAM user. And by so doing, I'll come here, click on this. When I click on this, I'll create new user. What is the username? I can give it my own name. So yeah, because it's an admin, I want to have access to both console and terminal. I will explain that as we go along. But for now, just click on provide access to AWS Management Console, meaning this UI that I'm clicking, I'm providing access. Yes, you can actually create a user and they don't have this access. All they have is a command line access. But this, I want the user to have a console access. Then what do I want? Specify a user in the identity center, or I want to create an IAM user. For now, we don't have users on identity center, but I want to create an IAM user. Then I want the password to be generated, right? Or I can pass in a custom password whereby this is the password I will use. But I want it to be auto-generated so that whenever I log in, it asks me to, it prompts me to change my password, and I'm able to change my password. Then also users must create a new password when the sign-in is checked. So this is compulsory. Then I go on next. The next thing is access. Which permission am I really giving to this user? I come here, this is where you get your set permission, right? Then use permission boundary control. Let me just attach um let me attach policy. I think that's better. Let me attach policy. At this point, I'm going to be attaching an administrator policy. Therefore, mean that this user that I just created, which is this victory user, the user is going to be an administrator in this account. And if I expand this to you, they can do all things. That's what is action, all things on all resource. That's actually what this policy is about. So this is the policy I will be giving to them. Yeah, just going to next. So I have a user, I have access, and it can actually it also has this IAM user change password. It has the user is permitted to change their password. I'll create the user. So there is the login, here's the username, and here is the password. Like it's a randomly generated password, but I need it, so I'm going to copy it and keep it somewhere so that when I'm logging for the first time, it will ask me for this password before asking me to change my password. This is my username. At this point, I can download this CSV. If I'm creating for a different user, I can download it as a CSV and send it to the user. Or I can actually email this instruction to the user. So let's just go this route so that we'll see. So I'm going to be sending the email to okay. So after creating this user, you can see I'm creating this user. It's checking the password page for me. It's checking if this user has logged in. You can see I will be able to see when last this user has logged in. I'm using the root account to create this user. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is I'll be signing out of this root account, sign in into this account again, but not as the root account, which is using email and password, but as the IAM user, which is my user. So I come here and I sign out. When I sign out, I've signed out of the root user. Now I'm going to click on. So you can see at this point, I'm not going to be clicking on this sign in as root user, but as IAM user. At this point, remember I told you you have to ID. But if I don't know the account ID, I can use the account alias. I remember the account alias we used was get techie. And if you can remember, is and of course the password is the password that was generated for me. That's it. This is the password that was generated for me. So I'm going to click on sign in. And all things working well, I'm signed in. And now it's asking me for the old password which was generated for me. I'm going to paste it here. Then, which is this. At this point, I can enter my new password to be able to log into this account. So I'm entering my new password now. And I can confirm change of password. Now that I've confirmed change of password, I can continue to sign in. And here I am. I'm here. Before now, you could see that the root user was detected, but now you can see this is me, this is my name, and I've signed in. There are some things I might not, yeah, in as much as I'm an admin, there are some things I might not have access to, like billing. For me to have access to billing, I have to log in as the IAM user. I think that's the only time I was able to log in as the IAM user and say that, oh, admin should be given access to be able to see cost and billing. But that is beyond this. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is I'm going to be actually setting MFA for this my account. So I come here or here and say IAM. IAM means identity um, management. So here you can see there's one IAM user, but it's telling me already security. Now it's telling me that the root user has an MFA, but me, I don't have an MFA. So I need to add an MFA. It's recognizing this. So at this point, I'm going to be clicking on add MFA. Just the same process we use again. I'm going to be using, yes, so that I can identify it. Show the QR code again. I'm just going to grab my QR code. Then I'm just going, just the way you did it before, I'm just going to enter this. So as you can see, I have added MFA also to my IAM user. Okay, now anytime I'm doing anything on AWS, I will only log in as this user, that's the IAM user. I shouldn't for any reason log in with my root account. Root account is meant to be kept safe and secure. If anything that any other account is compromised, any other credentials are compromised, the root account is what can actually help out. There are sometimes that people misplace their root account and you have resource running and you don't know how to log in anymore. In such case, you need to either contact support to be able to help you out. If not, they will just keep billing you. So I hope this really helped you a lot. I'll see you in the crash course. Thank you.